न vikṣepo न च caikāgryaṃ न nātibodho न mūḍhatā न sukhaṃ न च duḥkhamupaśāntasya yoginaḥ. The yogin who has attained serenity has no more any distractions, no concentration, no increase in knowledge, no ignorance. He has neither pleasure nor pain. There are three pair which has been dealt in this verse, and in this pair the two factors involved are the duality within them. First is distraction and concentration. Second is knowledge and ignorance. Third is pleasure and pain. Let us take them one by one. In the case of a normal jiva, distraction and concentration means his mind gets distracted due to his vasanas and desires. Basically because he is not existing as self. He is not abiding in self. Now mind has got distracted. There is something required to bring back the distracted mind to a relatively peaceful state, though temporarily. What can be done? Somehow mind has to concentrate on something so that the distraction gets reduced. So concentration is required. Initially, intellect has to be convinced that it is in the path of devotion, focusing on an idol, or in dhyana, that the distraction will be eliminated and mind will be peaceful, at least for some time. So man exercises his intellect and gets convinced and then engages in the path of devotion, bhakti, or dhyana, meditation. Once he tastes the success and once he is aware that with dhyana or bhakti his mind gets focused, his concentration increases, and the distraction is avoided, distraction is reduced or eliminated, man has to steadily take up the chosen path of bhakti or dhyana. Knowledge and ignorance. Knowledge is required when ignorance is there. In the spiritual path, in the path of wisdom, man takes up the path of jnana or knowledge because he is smitten by the bite of ignorance, avidya. He is ignorant of his true identity as self. So he has to gather knowledge on self and then engage in relentless sadhana to discover the self within him. But till the time the knowledge gets to the highest level, sometimes or in many cases, the knowledge itself breeds ignorance or ego, because half-cooked knowledge makes one feel that he is elated or he is above others who do not have that knowledge. And instead of removing the ignorance or ego, it increases the ego, unfortunately. As long as ignorance is not removed totally, knowledge never finds its fulfillment. Pleasure and pain. Pleasure and pain is felt by the mind when it is not still, it is not serene, it is not merged in aloneness of self. Both are the pleasure and pain are for the body-mind. We can say it is for the mind because even the physical pleasure or pain is felt only when the mind is active. Now let us validate all the above in the case of a realized yogi. For the yogi who is ever serene, ever abiding in self, none of the above are applicable. Let us see. Regarding distraction and concentration, there is no distraction for him ever. He never gets distracted and comes down from the state of self ever. So, there are no special efforts for increasing the concentration in his case. There is no ignorance in him ever. So there is no need to be conscious that he requires more knowledge to remove his ignorance. There is no ignorance, therefore there is no need for knowledge to remove the ignorance. In this case, with taking the above two things, no distraction, so no concentration is required. No ignorance is there, therefore no knowledge specific is required. So imagine the state of a yogi where he goes beyond the need for focusing or in his mind on anything. He goes beyond the need for acquiring any knowledge. In that absolute state, his mind can never experience any pleasure or pain. For experiencing pleasure or pain, physical and mental involvement is required. Here, both mind and intellect of the yogi is stilled. They are conquered and transcended, and therefore he is ever in the state of unconditional joy, which is beyond pleasure or pain. Chinmaya adds a line about all these three pair. All these enumerated list of factors are to show that there is no stormy state of restlessness in the bosom of a man of perfection. Nothing disturbs his infinite serenity. He experiences what Christ describes as the peace that passeth all understanding. Hari Om.